Hey guys, this is Dr. Asan, and this video is to show you how to collaborate using Microsoft 365 for your class projects. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to my web browser, so you can use Google Chrome, Firefox, even Safari if you have a Mac. Now, there is an Office 365 app feature on Canvas. So if you want to use Canvas and have Office 365 linked that way, you could. I'm just going to show you a roundabout without having to go into Canvas directly. So I'm using Google right now to search. So I'm going to just type in Office 365. When you get to the results, make sure it says Office 365 login, Microsoft Office. So for students at State Center Community College, Microsoft 365 is actually a feature that you have for free. So you can actually do Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint from home through the online interface without actually having to buy the Office 365 subscription. So going into Office 365, if you've never been there before, what you would do is hit the sign in button. So this is asking you for an email. So what you would do is enter your school issued email. And the reason why you have to use the school's issued email is because that's how your subscription is tied in. So hit next. So when you do that, it's going to take you to a new screen. So for our case, it's going to take you to your login for State Center Community College. So it's the login that you would use to get into Canvas. Okay, and then make sure that the student button is checked. I'm just going to use the faculty because that's my position here. Now, you might have a couple of things that will pop up. If it's your personal computer, if you want to save the password, you can always hit save if this pops up. If it's a private, if it's a shared computer, it's not private, it's public. Hit never because you don't want your that computer to remember. So I'm just going to X this one out. And then you will also get the screen for sure. Same with the save password premise. If it's your private computer that only you have access to it, you can definitely hit yes to have you signed in. If it's not, definitely hit no because you don't want people to inadvertently have access to your computer and your Outlook drive. So I'm going to hit no for now. So looking at your Office 365, when you first log in, it's going to show the different applications that you have available to you. As a faculty member, I have other things that are available to me that you might not necessarily have. So I'm kind of going to go over what I have here in terms of my apps. So OneDrive is something that students will have. OneDrive is a cloud service like Google Drive, but in this case, it's housed in Office 365. So you don't necessarily have to have a USB drive wherever you go. So you can save it to the drive, to OneDrive. When you create documents using Office 365 online, it also automatically saves it directly to OneDrive. So this would be Microsoft Word. So if you're writing a paper, a document, you would use this. Excel to do number crunching, graphics, in terms of like graphs and charts. Also like, I also use this to actually help with the scheduling. PowerPoint if you're doing presentations. OneNote and Class Notebook. So Class Notebook is a variation of OneNote where you can actually use that to take school notes on. If you have a device that has a stylus like a pen, you can also like write stuff into OneNote as well. Some cases it also gives you a recording audio feature. I don't know if you guys have SharePoint, and I don't think you guys have Sway, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip in giving you an overview of that. So what I'm going to show you first is Microsoft Word. So we're going to hit Microsoft Word, and then we're going to create a new blank document. So if you're going to use a Microsoft Word document, and it's going to be a shared document where other students have access to it, like you're collaborating on, say, like an essay, for instance, have one student be the one that starts the document and starts the share process. Because otherwise you're going to be sharing multiple documents and it can get confusing. So have one student start the document and then have that person do the share. So when you first get in here, the way that you know that you are using Office 365 is because you can see the URL. But when you're going down here, it's very similar in terms of what it looks like in the desktop. And there are just some subtle differences in Office 365 that is different than the desktop version. Hence this video, just to help you navigate. And there's going to be another video about how to create APA-specific paper on Office 365. So the first thing to do is to share the document. So you can hit share. So a new screen will pop up. You can manage access. So manage access would be identifying who is all in here, and then you can limit their access that way. The next one is anyone with this link can view. So if you only leave it at this, that means people can have access to the document and they can view it, but they can't edit it directly. What they would have to do is just download and edit, and then it becomes a whole nother document. So if you want people to have editing privileges and you actually see the changes, what you would do is hit the arrow, and then you have to specify who you want to have access to. So in order to provide allowing editing privileges, you would actually have to hit the specific people. If it's something that you don't want them to have editing privileges, stick with anyone, but you can also limit what they can do. So you can set an expiration date where it expires at a particular point and they no longer have access to that document. You can also hit block download. So when you do that, they cannot download that document. So I'm going to go back to specific people. I'm going to allow editing privileges, and then I'm going to apply. So with a shared document, what you would do is type in their username. So if it's a State Center Community College, you can start typing in the student's name, and then it will actually start to like populate. So the name. So I'm gonna type in my my TA's name, and then you can see it already gives you me options. Make sure you are selecting the correct individual. What I'm going to do is, since I am testing and recording, I'm going to send this to myself in a different format. Okay. So this is giving me a warning that this person is outside of my organization. I'm very much aware of that. That's me. That's my other Office 365 version. And then I'm going to hit send. So when you hit send, it will give them a notification in their Outlook, letting them know that there is a document that someone has shared with them. And what they would do is go into their Outlook and then click on their hyperlink to get the document. Okay, so I'm working on two computers, two different logins. So if you look at my screen, when I sent it to my other school's email, so now it has editing this page. Now this is me on another computer using my my other school's 365 login. So I am flagged meaning the one that I got sent, the shared person got flagged for a particular color. Now in this case is blue, and then as the originator, I can type as the originator, and no flag comes of it. Now if I go into my other computer, and I'm actually going to change the color so you can see that it's a different computer. So I'm just going to actually select, and then I'm going to change the color so you can see. Okay. So notice that there's a flag that popped up that identifies this is where I am at right now on my screen. So if I'm going to hit enter on my other computer, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going into the document. You can see this is where I am going to start typing. So I'm going to type here. And then it takes about a few seconds for it to show on your screen because of the network connectivity. So you can see me working at the document all at the same time. I am going to hit case on both computers. So you can see mine versus the shared document mine. So I'm just going to hit K on both keyboards 3 times. So with this one, because this is the primary document, you can see that the K automatically got there. With the secondary computer, it took a little longer for the K to get there because it takes a few seconds for it to link. So the cool thing, when you are working on the documents together at the same time, you can hit the chat feature and you can chat to each other. So this is my SECD profiling, sending myself a chat. So one person is showing available. If people are registered online, they could also see it. You can also, I'm going to just get the chat feature out. So you can actually chat simultaneously while also working on the document together. Say like you're talking about, oh, you should do this on a new paragraph, or we should insert this. So chat is always a good feature to do. You can also make comments. So I'm going to highlight. I'm going to make a comment. So I'm going to hit new comment here, and I'm just going to type the K's are not. Okay. So you can actually start making comments, and then this lets that person know. Make sure you send it. I'll close that out. That there is a comment somewhere there with that little call out sign, so you can click on that and then it shows a comment. You can edit where you can change the note. You can reply to the note if you are the other person. So I'm going to hit the I'm going to go ahead and go in there and fix the case. I can type in and say fixed, and then hit that the mail button, and then you can see that I said I fixed it. Okay, so we can also continue and discard the comments. If you're done with the comments, what you can do is right click to show the comments again, and then you can either delete the thread or resolve the thread. Okay, and then you can just delete it, so all the comments got taken out. So in terms of the shared feature on Office 365 with Excel, PowerPoint, the same way you will add people. So hit share, type in their username or email address, and then hit send, and then it will give them a link to their Outlook box for Microsoft 365. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea how to work on shared documents together. If you need more information on how to share documents, you could definitely send me an email, and I will try my best to help answer your questions.